Everybody. I wanted to say thank you to my new subscribers that just joined us today and yesterday, I believe. I am 12 weeks now, and this is my 12-week update. I'm going to be kind of looking down at I've got some notes here, and I'm going to try a little better to make my updates more structured so that they make a little more sense instead of me just rambling on and on. And I'm also folding laundry because when you have 6 children, you spend your entire life folding laundry, pretty much. Um, and I'm only folding for the smaller 4. The boys, they do their own laundry for the most part. I just separate it all out. So anyway, on to my 12-week update. I don't know if I mentioned it in our last video, but John and I did find out what we were having. And I am not above bribery. So I'm going to wait until I have 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel before I reveal what we're having. I've sort of, I guess, promoted my YouTube channel on a couple of the pregnancy due date group pages that I'm on. So maybe that'll help. And I've also promoted it a little bit on my Instagram. And we'll see how that goes. Maybe if by 20 weeks, if I don't have 100 subscribers, then maybe I'll share. But hopefully, hopefully I'll have 100 by then. And it's just a personal goal. I don't have any sponsor videos or anything like that. But it's just a personal goal to have 100 subscribers. So I think that there's got to be 100 people out there that are interested in pregnancy, especially I don't do things, by the book like everyone else. So maybe people are interested in this, maybe not. So anyway, as far as pregnancy goes, I have been feeling this baby move a lot, a lot. And I started feeling the babies move sooner and sooner with each pregnancy. But this one is probably been the earliest. And it's probably because my uterus is a lot thinner than it used to be. So, but I've been feeling this baby move on a regular basis, and it's almost at the same time, every evening around 9:30, 10, if I lay down to rest or relax, hanging out with John and watching TV, I feel the baby move, and it's very distinct, little thumping going on in there. So that's been really great. It's nice and reassuring to have baby moving around, and I really like that because now I'm not so worried all the time. I've seen a lot of miscarriages and things like that on the different Instagram pages that I follow, and on I'm probably in 20 duty groups. I've tried to go and unfollow and leave a bunch of them because it was just way too much. So, but I've seen lots and lots of miscarriages, and I know that's a part of pregnancy, but it's hard when you see everyone going through that sort of thing. It's really hard not to make yourself just a little extra worried. So now that the baby's moving around a lot and I kind of know when to expect baby to move, it just has eased the anxiety and stuff of anything going wrong, which makes me feel a lot better. And I think that it's just put me in a overall better mood. And speaking of mood, I have been really, really snappy this week. I've just had no tolerance for the shenanigans that my children come up with, getting ready for school in the morning. I don't want to wear those pants, and they wear a uniform to school Monday through Thursday, so it's not like there's a whole lot for them to choose from. they each have a couple pairs of pants and a couple shirts, and that's that. But they will really, really try really hard to make it as difficult as possible to get their set uniform that they were supposed to lay out the night before, and figure out a reason why it doesn't fit, or they don't like that one today because it's Tuesday or whatever. So anyway, my temper has been or my fuse has been super short lately. I just don't have any tolerance for shenanigans, and I'm working on that. I've been trying really, really hard to stop myself and say, is this really, do I really want to yell about this? And trying not to be mean to my children. So that's been a challenge, because it's not, when you have multiple children like we do, you're constantly getting pulled in various directions, and some days it's just way harder than others to go one to one and work out everyone's little issue, even when it might be important to them. But if you to me, I'm just kind of come on, figure it out. And my kids have difficulty with working out their own problems sometimes, but that's part of my job as a mom, is to help them work through stuff. And I'm trying a lot harder to be more patient, and that's kind of one of my goals this upcoming week, is just to work on my patience with them and my husband, because it just some days I just have everything gets on my nerves, the way you're chewing your food gets on my nerves, so stop. But I had to leave the dinner table while we were eating the other day, because everyone was chewing and smacking their food, and I could hear every bite they were taking, and it drove me nuts. So anyway, that's something I'm working on, and I hope that all this moodiness and stuff goes away really soon. Cravings have been they're not nearly as bad as they were in the very beginning of pregnancy. In the beginning of my pregnancy, it was just every single day I had a new craving, and they were kind of driving me crazy, because it was just I had to constantly eat all this random stuff, or I was constantly in a state of wanting random things, which is kind of annoying for me, because I can't just run out and grab whatever I want all the time. And it was probably annoying for my husband, because he feels bad and he wants to go out and get whatever it is I want. So that's kind of staved off now, and it's mainly just been for Sprite, which that maybe it's just because it's the sour lemony lime thing or something, I don't know. But that's been my only craving just the last couple of days. I just wanted a cold bubbly Sprite, just maybe to ease my stomach. I haven't been nauseous that much this week, or had any indigestion or anything like that going on. It's mainly just been I'm not hungry, and it's not it just, nothing sounds good right now. And if it does sound good, it's something really far out of reach, or something I have to really kind of go out of my way to get, or it's something really extravagant to cook, or something stupid like that. So nothing has sounded good this week, and that's kind of aggravating, because I know I'm hungry and I know I need to eat, but it's just nothing sounds good. So there's been that, and let's see what else. Still having issues with my skin, and if we decide to go back to the midwives, I want to say maybe in November, maybe the first or second, I think it's the first or second week in November or something, in 6 weeks. If I decide to go back to them, which I'll talk to you about that later. But it's just my skin has been super stupid itchy still, and I don't understand that. No matter how much lotion or moisturizers or anything like that. I even got some, what is it, almond oil, I think, maybe, and like vitamin E oil and all this other stuff, and it's not helping. And I don't know if I said this in the last video, but I was using magnesium oil. It's like a magnesium oil spray. And I just grabbed like a travel size, and I've been using it because I felt like I needed to supplement, and the best way to supplement magnesium is through your skin. So I bought the spray, and I was having John like rub it on my neck and shoulders and everything, like maybe not every day, but pretty often. And then one night he put it on, and my entire neck and back and shoulders broke out in a red itchy rash, which was totally weird because I've been using it this whole pregnancy pretty much. So I don't know why it would suddenly, give me this weird reaction. And so if I decide to go back to the birth center, to the midwives there, I may mention that to her and see if she has any ideas about it or anything. And I may ask in like the other pregnancy groups if anyone's had that sort of thing happen to them, because I just thought that was really random for something that I've been using for the past, almost 3 months now, to just suddenly cause my skin to break out in a red itchy rash. So that's going on, and I got a new prenatal vitamin. It's the same brand and basically the same ingredients as the other prenatal that I was taking. I stopped taking the, what is it called, Garden of Life. I stopped taking the raw prenatal because it's labeled folate, but something about the way that they remove it from whatever they're removing it from and turn it into a vitamin, it actually turns it into folic acid, but somehow or another they're able to get away with labeling it as folate. And I need the L-methylated folate, I think is how you pronounce it. And the raw prenatal doesn't have that. And so I was taking I think it's called Upspring, and I got it at Target for like $25, and it comes with a DHA capsule also, but I haven't been taking those because they stink like fish. So I was taking like the Upspring one day and the raw prenatal the next, and alternating between the two, and neither one of them caused me to have like stomach upset or made me nauseous or anything like that. But the Upspring one was it was easier to take because it's one fairly large capsule, but it's only one, versus the raw prenatal, which is 3 per day. And that's a lot, and especially if you gag all the time and you're feeling sick anyway, it's just not fun to have to take giant horse pills. So I was alternating between the two, but once I got some information from these wonderful ladies in one of my due date groups that it was not the same as like folate that is naturally found. Sorry, my leg is itching like crazy. I decided to stop taking that one for now, and I might start taking it again later, or on the days when like I run out and I'm in between, getting my new prenatals or whatever. Maybe I'll take them just to fill in for a couple of days if I have to. So I'm not going to throw them out, but I am taking the Upspring now, and I actually found that they make a gummy, and it's not like the other vitamin gummies that I've had before. They're like thicker and gritty. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but they're just like gritty. They don't dissolve the same way as like a gummy bear or something does. And they're not like disgusting. I was going to get the Smarty Pants prenatals, but their flavors were like lemon, orange, and strawberry banana. And I've heard that the strawberry banana were gross anyway, but I have a thing about bananas. They smell awful and they taste awful, so I didn't even want to try that. But my Upspring had a mango peach flavor, which I really like a lot. And it hasn't caused any kind of, adverse reactions, and my stomach's handled it really well. So I'm going to keep taking those, and like I said, fill in with the raw prenatals if I run out and, you know, I can't just jump up and run to the store that day. So that's going on, and I don't know what else. Sleep. I've actually gotten like 4 nights of decent sleep in a row. That's been really nice. Luthien is only waking up now once in the middle of the night to nurse, and that's mainly because I don't know if it doesn't, like, TMI. My nipples are super, super sore, and they've actually gotten worse. Like, they got really bad in the beginning, and then it kind of, like, went away. Not 100%, but to the point where I was able to nurse, you know, multiple times a day like she wanted. And the last, it's almost been 2 weeks. It has just been excruciating to nurse, and, like, especially on one side. And I've looked really closely and I don't see any damage, and I've been using lanolin, but just nothing is helping. And especially at night, if she latches on to the right side, it's horrible. And so I've been trying as best I can to get her to nurse from the left side, but the right side is the side that makes the most milk, so that's her favorite. And of course, you know, it makes her mad when I tell her no. So she's been sleeping a little bit better, and I've actually gotten some good sleep, and I'm not getting up 3 times a night anymore to go pee, so that's kind of nice. And I've tried to, like, cut off my fluid intake a little earlier in the evening so that I'm not having to get up and go to the bathroom 100 times in the middle of the night. But I think that her nursing a little bit less, me going to the bathroom a little bit less, has contributed to me getting a little bit better sleep, which is great because I'm freaking exhausted. And it's now to the point where instead of, like, I'm exhausted all day, like in the evening around 8 o'clock, like, I'm ready to go to bed. And of course John's not ready to go to bed, and we hang out and watch TV and stuff like that, but I'm beat. And I think I'm going to try to talk to him about getting on a better bedtime routine for us, because we've been letting Luthien stay up a little bit later, and I think it's made her attitude really bad because I don't think she's getting enough sleep. And so we're going to have to change that up. But other than that, everything's going really well. I'm feeling really good. I'm working on like walking a little bit more and trying to burn a little more calories and not sitting around so much. And I'm trying to work on, like, just doing more, because I did gain 7 pounds in, you know, I'm 12 weeks now, so I'm basically heading out of the first trimester, but I did gain 7 pounds already, and that just feels like a lot to me. And I know that my knees and hips and back don't do so great when I'm at heavier weights, like at the end of pregnancy. So I can't imagine if I gain 30 pounds, you know, and weigh 160 pounds, I can't imagine how painful that's going to be for my hips and back and knees and everything. So I'm going to work really hard to eat more healthy and work out more, and at least just get up and move around more during the day, even though I'm exhausted. And one more thing, I didn't put on makeup for this video because I wanted to show you, and I don't know if you can see in the lighting, but I get the mask of pregnancy so bad, and it's like all across my cheeks and all across my upper lip, which is awful, and then right here around my mouth, and it drives me crazy. And there's no concealer that helps, and it drives me nuts. And I've looked on YouTube at like 20 different videos about how to cover it up, and it's just, I can't get it covered up. So if you have any tips about covering that up or some way to make it less, I would really appreciate if you leave a comment below. So I'm hitting the 20-minute mark now and rambling a lot, so I will let you guys go. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you at week 13. Thanks.